guys, Jonathan with Northstate CrossFit. Open WOD 12.4 is here. I had a great idea from one of my members was to actually make a video for you guys explaining some ways that you guys can pick up some extra reps and become more efficient. Now, this workout, a lot of wall balls, a lot of double unders, and then hopefully for you guys, a lot of muscle ups. So there's ways to become more efficient in this movement. Since there's such large numbers at a time, this workout is going to involve a lot of muscular fatigue and your ability to fight that. So the more efficient you are with each movement, the longer you're going to be able to go. Generally, when you see high numbers like this, I have the opinion that you want to break them up. Short, small sets, but very short rest periods in the middle. So let's say if you're doing 100 wall balls, now I haven't done it yet, but I'm going to guess that I'm probably going to do about 30 at a time and maybe take 5 or 6 seconds. I mean, that's just my thought process, but we'll see how it feels when I get in the middle of it. But that's kind of the thinking. And so when it comes to each of the movements, there's things that you can do that are going to make you more efficient. As a coach, I see a lot of people doing things that are going to make this movement less efficient. So a couple of those things that I'm talking about, when you're doing a wall ball, first things first, you want to have a good squat. More of a mature squat, so you want your upper body to be as upright as possible. You want the ball, you want to be holding it as close to your center of gravity as possible. What I mean by that is a lot of times I see people doing wall balls and they're holding the ball out front like this as they're squatting. All right? The further you hold that ball out front, the faster it's going to tire you out, because not only do you have to squat it, but you have to hold it from falling in front of you. Okay, it's got a lot of leverage when it's out front. So typically what I like to do when I'm doing wall balls, as the ball comes down, I like to rest it right on my chin. All right, that way I know that every time the ball is hitting the same spot on my body, I know that it's as close to my center of gravity as I can get it. So I know I'm being as efficient as possible. The other thing is, you want to have a good squat. I just mentioned that the more you bend over at your squat, the more that ball is going to be out front. Once again, we want to keep it back to our center of gravity as much as possible. Okay. So hopefully, you guys are going to get through the 150 wall balls, otherwise known as Karen. The next thing is going to be the double unders, and so I can already tell that after 150 wall balls, I feel like the shoulders are going to be, it's my opinion, that they're going to be pretty much shot. So efficiency on the double under is going to be very, very important. And so one of the ways people make this movement very inefficient is by using a lot of their shoulders, rotating at the shoulders when they're doing this movement. When you do that, you tire out really, really quickly. And so you want to keep those limbs compact, and you want to be using, for the most part, your wrist, a little bit of your elbows, right? So when this rope is whipping around, your upper arm should stay relatively stationary. You don't want too much movement here. The more movement up here is just going to slow you down. The other thing is with your feet and your legs, you want your legs primarily straight. Okay, you want to be hopping on the ball with your feet, but you want your legs straight. The more you start lifting those knees up, the more gas you're giving off, the more energy you're giving off, and so you want to make sure that those legs are staying as straight as you can keep them. All right. Once again, if you need to break those up into maybe 30s or something like that, once again, you got to do 90. So maybe think about breaking them up into 30. But my best recommendation on when you break up reps is just see how your body feels. You don't want to redline it for too long. Okay. So when you feel like you're hitting that point of no return, put it down, rest a couple seconds, and then pick it up. All right, guys. If you're fortunate enough to get through the wall balls and the double unders, the next task is going to be the 30 muscle ups. Once again, muscle ups is kind of a hard movement. You're using a high level of strength, and you're not getting a rest in this workout from them. So once you get there, you got to get them all done. And so what I would say is break them up into ones if you have to, twos if you have to. I have a feeling that the muscle ups are going to be really hard once you get done with these things. So do your best to break them up, and hopefully we get some good scores this week, guys.